Namaste students. So today we deal with the chapter that is solution. So in your last class you have learned regarding the concept of solubility. So when it goes with gas and liquid as well as solid in liquid. Okay. So what will happen regarding those concepts you have learned. So when it goes with solid in liquid, the solubility, as the temperature increases, the factors mainly we are going to deal with, that is temperature and pressure. Okay, so though it depends on the nature of your solute as well as solid. So when you go with the factors, that is main factor, temperature and pressure. So if you will go with the concept of solubility of solid in liquid. Okay, so by that time what will happen? As the temperature increases, solubility will go on increasing. So if you take example of NaCl, just add it to water. Okay, so when you will dissolve, after some time it attains a saturation period. So if you will give temperature by that time also that solubility will increases till it attain new equilibrium. So we can say as the temperature increases, solubility also will increases. When we will go with the pressure, because we are dealing with the solid in liquid medium, because it is not, it is not easy to compress. Solid medium, it is not easy to compress. It cannot compress it. So by that time pressure, it doesn't matters with your solid in liquid condition. So that is regarding pressure. And you have also learned regarding the solubility of gas in liquid. There you have learned temperature, where it mainly goes with the condensation. So your solubility of gas in liquid, when it takes place, instead of dissolution, mainly it goes with condensation. So by that time some amount of energy will be released. So we can say it is exothermic process. So there amount of energy released in the sense temperature, okay, it will be given out, okay, heat is given out. So as the temperature will increase, the solubility will go on decreasing in the case of gas in liquid, okay, liquid medium. And if you go with the pressure, as the pressure will apply, your solubility will go on increasing. So this factor mainly it was introduced as well as explained by Henry with his law. So what he has told, when you go with the partial pressure, so when you apply some of the pressure, in the sense partial pressure of the gas, it is directly proportional to the solubility. So solubility, later he has confessed that it is, we can take it as in terms of mole fraction, because solubility mainly goes dissolving of number of particles. So we can relate it with mole fraction. So he said partial pressure of the gas, it is directly proportional to the mole fraction, okay, mole fraction of the solution. So that is nothing but regarding the concept, Henry's law, where you know that P is equal to KH into X, where KH refers to the Henry's constant. So that varies with the different kinds of gases. So as I have told, problems also will comes under those concepts, mainly for CBSE, okay, not for state. For state, factors can be asked. For CBSE, problems can be asked based on Henry's law, okay. So the next concept, in the sense applications also we have learned, mainly it goes with carbonated ring, as well as when you go with high peaks, what will happen. And when the scuba divers, what they will do, okay, what kind of concentration, low concentration they will be using when they will go for scuba diving. So those are the applications. So the next concept that you will be learning over here, that is pressure of the gas. In the sense, mainly we will deal with the vapor pressure of liquid solution, okay. So here the binary solution, in the sense your solute as well as solvent, whatever you will use, both are in liquid state, okay. So it is a liquid solution. This is type of solution what we use over here, so that will be considered as liquid solution. So in this case what will happen, in the sense when you are using two phases, solute is also liquid, solvent is also liquid. So when these two phases are liquid, mainly the pressure we are going to consider as vapor pressure. So what is mean by vapor pressure? You have learned in 11th standard. So vapor pressure is nothing but the pressure exerted by the molecule, okay. So that will be exerted where? To the surface, okay, surface of the solution. That will be considered as vapor pressure. So now we will go to the concept again. So as I said, vapor pressure of the gas in liquid in the sense, as I said, two solutions you are going to use, in the sense two phases, binary solution, okay. So that will be solute is liquid, solvent as liquid. So simple example we will take, so that is ethanol in water, alcohol in water. Alcohol is liquid form, water is also liquid form. So this example we use and we will discuss with the concept. So now here what will happen? So I mean you will be taking your two solution, in the sense solute as well as solvent in a beaker, okay, with the constant temperature, maintain certain temperature. By that time what will happen, you just keep it in a closed container, because we need to absorb the vapor pressure, right? So in a closed container you have to take, as the temperature increases, so in the sense when you will give temperature, you know, liquid what will happen, started vaporizing, and that vapor started showing some of the pressure, right? Okay, so vaporization of the molecules will take place, vapor pressure will be shown. So now here also same thing will happen. You have liquid phase, okay, in solution you have liquid phase as well as you have vapor phase. Two phases can be seen, right? So now here till where this condition will continue till it attain equilibrium, in the sense from the solution the reactant will go towards vapor phase, as well as from the vapor phase the particles will come to the solution. So till this rate, I mean till here, okay, in the sense till it attains equilibrium, this rate of reaction will continue. Okay, so now when we go with this concept, one person, in the sense Raoult, he has given the law as Raoult's law. Okay, so what is mean by Raoult's law? Here we have taken two components. Just that take that component as 1 and 2. Okay, solute 1 as well as solvent. Okay, so 1 and 2 you take. So we can consider the pressure which is applied over here. So that can be P total. Okay, the pressure, it can be partial pressure also. So the pressure whatever you will apply over here, so that can, in a sense the vapor it started showing some of the pressure on the surface, right? So that pressure we will just consider as P total. Okay, and the component, for example first component, okay, in a sense it can be alcohol. So first component whatever the pressure it will show, just we take it as P1. And the second component whatever pressure it will apply, we will take it as P2. We know pressure, it is related to the solubility, because we are discussing the concept of solubility, right? So mainly regarding with the solubility. Solubility in the sense it mainly depends on the mole fraction. So we can take mole fraction of the first component as x1, mole fraction of the second component as x2. Okay, so this is the form that we are taking over here. Now this scientist what he has told regarding the concept that we will be saying over here. So this person he has told, for a solution of volatile liquid, remember whatever liquid you are using here, so that should be volatile in nature. Obviously liquids, most of the liquids are volatile in nature. Volatile in the sense what? It will be able to move. Okay, the particles will be able to move. Certain movement should be there with the liquid. So now it should be volatile liquid. So in the case of volatile liquid, why we are taking volatile liquid? Because as the temperature you are going to gain, that liquid started vaporizing, in the sense it should be able to move to its state, another state, that will be vapor phase. So this Raoult he has told in his law, for a solution of volatile liquid, the partial vapor pressure of each component, okay, the partial vapor pressure of each component of the solution is directly proportional to its mole fraction present in the solution. Okay, so P1 is directly proportional to the mole fraction, that is x1. P2 is directly proportional to the mole fraction of x2. So we can write for component 1, in the sense first component. For first component we can write as partial vapor pressure. It is directly proportional to the mole fraction of the same component. Okay, and this we can also write it as P1 is equal to P1 naught into x1. So now here whatever P1 we are taking, the partial vapor pressure of a particular component, in the sense first component in the mixture. In the mixture, in the sense now we have alcohol and water. In that mixture, what is the partial vapor pressure of the component? Now what is meant by P1 naught? P1 naught is nothing but partial vapor pressure of the pure substance or pure component. Now for example, first component we will just take it as alcohol. Here it says the partial pressure of alcohol in the mixture. Okay. Here it says the partial pressure of only with the alcohol. What is the partial pressure of alcohol? That will be always constant. Okay. So as we are saying like boiling point, so that will be always constant. Right? In the same way, partial vapor pressure of a pure substance if you take, so that will be constant. Okay. So P1 not represents for pure substance. In the same way, write for components 2. So component 2 in the sense, this equation, the same thing we can write according to Rolle's law, partial vapor pressure of the component is directly proportional to its mole fraction. Okay, so this we can also write it as P2 is equal to P2 naught into X2. Now what is being mean by P2 naught? The partial vapor pressure of a pure component. So here, for example, say as a second component, if you are taking water, then this also you are supposed to take it with the water. Here we are going to take water, okay, only water we are supposed to take. Here we are supposed to take in terms of mixture. So here it will be taken with the pure substance, that is water's vapor pressure we are going to measure. So that will come as P2 is equal to P2 naught into X. Now we know according to Dalton's concept or Dalton's law, it comes as, you have learned P total is equal to, in 11th standard you have learned under states of matter what is mean by P total. So P total is nothing but that goes with the P1 plus P2, right? So substitute these two equations. So just take it as 1 and this one you take it as 2. So substitute equation 1 and 2 in this. Okay, if you want, just take it as 3. Substitute 1 and 2 in 3. So how it comes? 1 and 2 if you are substituting in the sense. Okay, so P total is equal to P1. What is it by P1? P1 naught into X1. P1 naught into X1 plus, what is mean by P2? P2 naught into X2. So just write it on P2 naught into X2. Okay. So now here this equation we can also write it as P1 naught X1, we can also write it as 1 minus X2, is it? Because you have learned X1 plus X2 is equal to 1. Sum of the mole fraction is unity. Okay. So if you want X1, so what you will do? 1 minus X2 you are supposed to do, so that you will get X1. So now P naught into X1 is nothing but 1 minus X2 plus P2 naught into X2. Now this equation we can also write it as, just multiply P1 naught into 1, P1 naught minus P1 naught into X2, it comes as P1 naught into X2 plus P2 naught into X2. Now what is common over here? If you go with this, X2 is common. Just take that common outside. So it comes as P1 naught. Okay. So if I am taking positive here, inside in a sense when you are writing P1 naught, here plus will come as minus P2 naught, X2 you are taking outside. So you can write P total is equal to P1 naught plus P1, okay, multiplication P1 naught minus P2 naught into X2. Okay, so X2 you are taking outside. So this will be the general equation when it goes with the P total. So either side, under this concept also problems can be asked. Okay, so now we will go with this concept. So according to Rolle's law, this also very important laws. Henry's law as well as Rolle's law, both are important. When here it explains regarding volatile liquid. Remember, so concept is same, but here the explanation goes with volatile liquid, where partial vapor pressure will be directly proportional to the mole fraction of the particular component in the solution. Okay, so the equation, the final equation, P total is equal to P1 naught plus P1 naught minus P2 naught into x2. So by seeing this concept, we can say, in the sense, by using this formula, we can identify, we can find out the partial pressure. In the sense, the total pressure always it depends on the mole fraction of any of the component. Okay, either it is 1 or 2. Meaning here, according to the formula, it varies with the 2. Okay, so the total pressure, it mainly varies with 2. And this total partial pressure, we can find out by knowing the pure pressure. Okay, the pressure of the pure component, in the sense the first component as well as second component. So you should know the partial pressure of both the components. Either these components, if it increases or decreases, based on that the partial pressure, in the sense P total, will go. Okay, it varies with these two concepts. So mainly it depends on the any of the mole fraction. Okay, and it varies with the mole fraction of the component 2. And here it says mainly the P total. Okay, total pressure, it mainly depends on the partial pressure of first component as well as second component. Whether it increases or decreases, based on that we can write what will happen regarding the total pressure. Okay, regarding total pressure. And regarding mole fraction, if I say, according to the concept whatever I have explained, two phases will be there. Liquid phase will be there, you have vapor phase. For liquid phase, you can take mole fraction as x2. If you are taking vapor phase, okay, so by that time what will be the formula? In the sense, what will be the mole fraction? By that time, don't take x itself, you can take it as y. Okay, so you understood, I guess. So now vapor pressure, when we will go with the pure component, by that time, so when it goes with the two components, in a sense, two phases will be there when it undergoes vaporization, liquid phase as well as vapor phase. So when it goes with the liquid phase, you can take mole fraction as x, and when it goes with the vapor phase, you take another mole fraction, because mole fraction won't be same for all the phases, it will differ. So you can take the mole fraction for another phase if you are finding. Okay, by that time you can take it as y. Okay, so here it mainly goes with the formula you have learned in 11th standard under states of matter, the concepts like Pi is equal to Xi into P total. Correct? So this is the formula that you have learned. So here Xi, it mainly goes with the mole fraction of any one of the phases, right? But X, you can, if you are taking one phase, in the sense liquid phase, if you are taking, you can take it as x. If you are taking vapor phase, second phase when you are taking, you can take it as y. Okay, Pi is equal to yi, I in the sense ith factor, into P total. It comes as P total. Now when you are finding P total, okay, total pressure for, see, you are finding this, right? P total you are going to find. So by that time, the formula or the equation when you are writing, or if you are writing, if you want to find out the first component, okay, y1 if you want to find out, by that time the equation will come as Pi divided by P total, this divided by this. Okay, if you know the value of P total, direct substitute here. Okay, and Pi is nothing but, if you are finding for ith factor, it comes as Pi. If you are finding for first component, okay, mole fraction of the first component in vapor phase, when you are finding, it comes as partial pressure of first component divided by total pressure. If you are finding for second component under vapor phase, in the sense second phase, by that time you can write it as P2 divided by P total. So this is the formula where you are supposed to use if you are having two phases. Okay, if you are having only one phase, you can take x as a mole fraction for one phase, because mole fraction differs with the different phases. For that reason, if you are having two phases, now example whatever we have considered, you have liquid phase as well as vapor phase. By that, for liquid phase, take mole fraction as x term. For second phase, in the sense vapor phase, take mole fraction as y form, and you just go with this formula. You can substitute over here and you can find out what is the component of y, in the sense mole fraction of first component as well as mole fraction of second component. So next we will go for problem.